We have seen, of course, this alarming rise in crime in our nation's major cities amid the COVID-19 pandemic and on the heels of a national headline-grabbing subway shooting, as well as a 43% increase in major crime compared to the same time last year. New York City, no exception. And the man at the helm, of course, the city of New York, the great city of New York, the mayor is here with us. Eric Adams, good to have you in studio.
Thank you. Good to be here with you.
You were supposed to be here a few weeks ago,
yes,
and couldn't make it in studio because you had COVID, as everybody knows. I'm just asking, first of all, are you good? You having any symptoms left over?
No, and really the only symptom I felt then was a tickle in my throat. Yeah. I worked out every morning, exercised. Trust me, 2 words. Vaccines, booster shots. Okay. They work.
And I read a bunch of places that the only symptom he has a raspy voice. I'm like, he sounds like that all the time. But no, it's good to hear you're doing all right. Let's turn to, and of course, it's happening in a lot of major cities, but here in particular as well, this 43% jump in major crime. Now, before we get into some specifics, look, you've been in the office less than 120 days, I think it is still. How long, though, would you ask New Yorkers? Give me this long before you start holding me accountable for some of these numbers and turning it around. How long do you think you should be given?
Right now. This is my responsibility. I believe, as I stated, public safety and justice, they are the prerequisite to prosperity. And I'm the mayor of the city of New York. I must have a safe city in order to turn around our economy and to make people feel safe about their city. But we do need help. I say this over and over again. There are many rivers that feed the sea of violence. And what you're seeing, just mentioned today, my guys are making gun arrests just for them to come out in the street. We took over 1,800 guns off the street.
Now, you said that it's your responsibility right now for people to feel safe. Do you feel like they do? I can answer that as a New Yorker and talking to other New Yorkers, but how can they feel safe given the headlines we have been seeing?
And it's a combination. We have to deal with the actualization of crime. I say this all the time. The increase in numbers, we have had unprecedented decrease throughout the years, so we have to deal with that. But it's also the feeling. How are New Yorkers feeling every day? The cleanliness, the homelessness, the encampments, the actual incidents that they're reading about. So I have to bring down those actual numbers, but also must make New Yorkers feel safe.
Of course, we had in recent weeks here the subway shooting. Frank James, the shooter, of course, he is in custody now. But after that, there was so much emphasis on subway safety and people feeling safe in the subways. We talk about increased patrols of police, but also something that was talked about, possible metal detectors or gun detecting devices. Where are we on those possibly going into the subway system?
I'm a technology guy. You know, people didn't know I was a computer programmer in the early days of before my law enforcement career. We must bridge technology with public safety. And so when I was elected, I sent my deputy mayor of public safety, I told him to go out throughout the globe, find how we use technology to keep us safe. We found a number of interesting devices that can detect guns. We want to do pilot projects. We're still working out the details because we want to make sure that we are protecting constitutional rights when we do so. But we are closer to rolling out a pilot project, and I'm excited about it.
Okay, how close are we on that?
Oh, I have the exact date. I got to go by with the council.
Weeks, months? I didn't say the exact date, but weeks, months, really.
No, we believe we're close to getting there. Okay. And when we do, we will do a formal announcement. I'm going to send you a text and let you know it's ready.
Hold you to that. Now, something else that came out of that, cameras. Are the cameras working, and what's your level of confidence that the cameras in the subways are working everywhere that they should be working?
I cannot say enough about Jan Oliva. He has been an amazing partner. All my tech guys say, Eric, cameras go on and off. That is just the reality of in the subway system, in particular, underground. He has been an amazing partner, and our system, we have a great camera system, and I'm proud of what we have.
When you say the cameras go on and off, what level of confidence can you give people about that?
Overwhelmingly, the number of cameras in our system are doing a great job every day. Are we going to have malfunctioning camera systems? Yes, that happens. So we want to make sure when it happens that we immediately rectify the situation. And that is the history of the MTA. They have been doing it for a long time. We have not had these problems. And so we're confident in the system that they have.
All right. Are you, it was talked about plenty at the time, the vaccine mandate for the city.
Yes.
Here in New York for city workers. Are you considering the ones, I think it was around 1,500, who did not get vaccinated? Is it possible that they could at some point be allowed to come back in without that vaccination?
It sends the wrong message. What does it say to over the 300? We have close to 8,000 employees. They did the right thing. They knew that we were able to open our city again because of civil service. And so we're saying to them, we don't want to terminate. We want to vaccinate. You know, that's what we're asking New Yorkers to do. And it's unfortunate that some educators appear to have taken or used fake cards. That just undermines the entire system. We can't go backwards. We spent $11 trillion on COVID. We don't have another $11 trillion in this country to spend. We have to be safe, practical, and get our economy back up and operating.
Something else happening here in New York, happening all over the country. We're seeing rents go back up. They plummeted during the pandemic, but their rents are going back up, skyrocketing, and no place more so than New York. Is there anything you can do about that? And doesn't that tie into now what we're talking about with crime and homelessness? If people don't have a place to live, can't afford a place to live, that's going to tie into the crime. What can we do about that?
Well said. And when you talk about homelessness, you're talking about housing. And that is why we made an amazing investment of $170 million, the largest that has ever been made for safe haven beds and other form of wraparound services for homelessness. Now we're going to roll out our housing plan with my chief housing officer that's going to show how we're going to expedite the system. We had far too many apartments available that we were not filling with New Yorkers. We need to change that dysfunctional system that was in place, and we're going to do that.
Okay, last thing here. Look, when folks knew that I was going to have the mayor in the building, I'm telling you, everybody on the street, in the studio, in the control room, ask him this, ask him this, ask him. Everybody's got something. But you know, I actually ran into Robin Roberts in the hallway. I said, what would you want to ask the mayor? And you know what she said? Just how's he doing? And what I mean by that, I get what she was saying.
I like
but
that.
You keep going and going and ripping and running. Everybody knows your story. Everybody knows how you came up. You're going to jail, getting beat by police. You become a police officer. You're a Republican here and Democrat. All this that's coming at you. You have now been on the job a few months. Man, Adams, how? Don't give me a political answer. I'm asking you.
I love that. That's how beautiful she is.
Yes.
That you ask her. Let me tell you something. People say this is the second hardest job in politics. And I keep saying to myself, when does the hard part start? I've never been overwhelmed, never overconsumed. I felt pain when we witnessed the loss of family members, 2 police officers, Officer Rivera Mora, lost a firefighter yesterday. You know, you feel that pain. But when you're doing something you love, when you enjoy the people, the energy, the life of this city. You say how many hours I sleep. It's hard to sleep. So much has happened in a 24-hour city. I'm a 24-hour mayor. This is the right moment for Eric to be the mayor of the city of New York. And we're going to turn around our city.
So you're doing well, I hear.
Enjoying every day of my life.
Okay, and I had to ask, some of you all might have noticed. I mean, it's rough being a politician. You shake so many hands that you injured yourself.
Yes, you know, and I never realized how much you need your pinky.
Oh, my goodness. Man, Adams, it is good to have you back in studio. Glad you recovered. And again, our best and condolences really to, we saw the tragedy over the weekend with the firefighter here in New York. But thank you so much. We'll see you again soon. All right.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.